Hey everyone, Brandon Palaniuk here, and I'm going to give you a breakdown on selecting a spinning reel. And let's just start by breaking down exactly what a spinning reel is. It is generally with the foot of the reel, right, which is this part that attaches to the rod. This is going to be on the underside of the rod, right? So we hold this with our hand above the spinning reel. If this was a bait caster, it would be opposite. I don't want to see you holding your spinning reel like this. It's designed to go this direction. That's going to give you a lot better days out there on the water if you hold this correctly. The reason that we choose spinning reels is really the design of this spool, which is this section here. You can hear that clicking. That is our drag. So in light line applications, things like drop shots, Ned rigs, wacky rigs, Nico rigs, you want that really smooth drag because in light line, that drag is going to allow us to fight those fish, especially bigger fish, without breaking that light line. So smooth drag, super important. The other thing that's important is that we want to have the least amount of resistance when we are making our casts. So finesse applications, a lot of times, smaller baits, lighter weights, and what you're gonna do is when you hold this line, right, we stop this line so it doesn't just blow up. If I let go of this, it's gonna come off the spool, okay? So when you make your cast with those lighter lines, we don't want any restriction here. So as I make that cast, that line is able to flow nice and smooth off of there without any restriction. That's why a spinning reel is important for those finesse applications where you've got lighter line and lighter baits, because there's not going to be any restriction like there would be with a bait caster where you have a braking system that it's controlling that line and slowing it down. Now when you're selecting one, it's really important to pair it up with your rod as best as possible. So for me, I really like that 2,500 to 3,000 size. The reason for that is that it's a good balance between spool size and the weight of this reel. So you're gonna get a really good spool size where it manages that line well, it casts really well, and then you're able to pick that line up at a fairly quick speed. If you go too small, a lot of times you're not getting enough line back to the reel quick enough because that spool is so much smaller. And then as that spool shrinks, your memory is also going to shrink and get much smaller, and so it becomes a lot harder to manage that line. So that 3,000 to 2,500 size works really well for me. And the other thing is that you want it to balance. So I like to hold my pinky behind the reel seat and then 3 fingers forward. That gives me really good control of the rod, and then it also allows me to put my forward facing finger up on the blank of the rod if I want. You get a lot more sensitivity that way. But the big thing here is balance, right? If I have a reel that is too heavy, it's gonna wanna tip backwards. And if I have a reel that's too light, this rod may wanna be tip heavy and tip forward. And then you're losing sensitivity, you're losing accuracy on your cast. So what I like to explain to people is that if I remove these other fingers, that rod balances perfectly horizontal. We got a little bit of wind that's wanting to kick it sideways, but you can see how it stays horizontal. And just this little bit of breeze that we have here, because that's balanced so well, is turning that rod. So when you're selecting your spinning reel, try to keep in mind, if you go to a longer rod, you may need a little bit bigger spinning reel. But for me, everything I'm doing bass fishing, 6'10" to 7'6", that 3,000 size is perfect for me. You know, start out with your budget spinning reels until you get comfortable, and you can go all the way up to $800 spinning reels like this. But just get started. Finesse applications, light line, light baits, spinning reel is the way to go.